All right, great. So moving on to our next segment, I'm a contractor opening a new location or moving the business to a brand new city. What do I need to do when it comes to my Google listing, my digital marketing, my website? What are kind of those first
So
steps?
this is actually a really good question, and you'd be surprised how many people just don't even bother. They don't think about it. They don't do anything, and maybe it's an afterthought. We beg sometimes our customers and give words of warning all the time. If you are moving your business, if you are opening up a second location, if you have decided to change addresses, if you decided to abandon your post and all move everybody at home, you need to let your website digital marketing company know. It is a big deal. Google My Business Profile, or the Google Business Profile, especially when you're changing addresses and stuff, it's a whole process to do that because you have to get your new address verified. If you're opening up a secondary location, that's a completely different thing. But let's say in this instance, let's say you're closing down one location and moving to a whole nother one. Then you need to update your address. You need to make sure that you get it verified so you get the postcard in the mail. And sometimes, in some cases, you have to merge that listing or just update that listing. And there's instances if you do it wrong or do it halfway, you can lose all your existing reviews. You have to start from scratch. So you really need to let your website company know too, because Google's doing its own due diligence. And unfortunately, Google's made up of more bots than actual humans nowadays. Even though they employ a lot of people, there's a lot more bots. And the thing is they automate so many of their practices, whether it is double checking and verifying listings, everything from checking documents that are listed with the city. If your city utility bills or your city businesses licenses still have your old address on them, guess what? That's going to make an impact on your Google My Business. It's not going to align. Everything from whether you have changed your address on your website or not, or you change your address on Facebook. These are all directories that Google scrapes from, or that, a lot of the directories scrape from Google in some cases. And you have to make sure you're consistent because all it's looking at is data that doesn't match. And it's saying that this listing is inconsistent and unverified. So there's a way that if you tell your company ahead of time that I'm moving locations or switching locations in general, then they can actually get ahead of it, start doing the changes online, updating all your directories, updating your Facebook, your Google, your website. And then you, on your part, you have to update your city documents. And all of that makes for a much cleaner move forward, and that you don't lose any traction in Google. You don't lose your reviews. You don't maybe have your listing suspended while it gets renewed. Those are all things that have happened, and it's actually gotten a lot worse lately. So it is something, a word to the wise. Google is not being very careful about listing suspensions. It could be so much as a hiccup, and they're just like, peace out, and you'll go down. And when you go down, you could be down for a week. You could be down for 24 hours. You could be down for 2 weeks. On average, we see it be anywhere from 6 to 13 days. And it's insane. And it's because it's not a real human checking the listing. It's their automated system. If you get flagged for something, they have to wait to get human eyes on it to verify that, oh, it's no big deal. There wasn't anything there. You're fine. Let's put you back up. That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks of not having your listing live where people can click on your phone number or look you up. You're not in the map pack anymore. Your reviews aren't showing up. I mean, it's a big deal nowadays. And especially like, why be cavalier with it? Be careful. If you're opening up a second location, opening up a second location is a big deal too. Google verifies that a storefront, their whole definition of a storefront is anywhere that you can receive customers and exchange a payment. And so that a customer can go in and make a transaction with a living person. So you can't just be claiming warehouses and PO boxes or anything like that. That's a big no-no, and they'll shut you down for that. Secondary locations are a big deal because it's a lot of people will be expanding into bigger markets and stuff. If they've opened up a new branch, make sure you have somebody actually running it. You get a postcard verification that you have to do. Setting up the Google listing, making sure that you're getting actually collecting reviews in that area, that you actually have technicians assigned to it. There's a whole thing with that too. But merging locations is a much bigger deal, especially if you're shutting down one and moving addresses. Opening up a secondary one, that gets into just making sure that you're getting ahead of the game. Maybe you already have your business picked out, you already have signage. So I would always make sure that you have signage up so you're able to put pictures into Google to show that you exist at that location, because it's going to be a while before Google Earth can actually spider that area again and get updated pictures of your building with your signage on it.